India has now finished on 175 for 7 in 20 overs. That's the match that we are watching and closely watching rather. At this moment, it's the India versus Pakistan T20 that we are seeing at the moment. India has now finished 175 for 7. Pakistan now needs 176 runs to win. My colleague Nikhil Nas, who's in Colombo in Sri Lanka, is now joining me on the story. Nikhil, one of the things that we did see was the strong bowling of Pakistan, and it really did shine through this time in the match.
That's right. If you take a look at this performance, 175 that India have notched up. Is this a total which will make Indian team feel comfortable? I think the answer to that is yes. But is this a total that will set panic stations in the Pakistan camp? I think the answer to that is no. So if you take a look at from both teams, 175, India will take it. I don't think it is a above par total. It's not a total that will make India have their dinner very well and say, okay, this is done and dusted. We've wrapped the game up. Had this been 200, I think India could have been very, very confident that this game is almost as good as done, even in the mid-innings. But 175, what you've done is you've left a slight door open for Pakistan. And why do I say a slight door? Because if you take a look at the matches that have happened here so far at this ground in Premadasa in this T20 World Cup, Sri Lanka played a night game here, got 163 runs against Ireland. That was good for Sri Lanka to win. You had a situation where the last game that was played here, Australia-Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe got 169. That was enough for them to win. So 160 odd has been very tough for any team to chase on this ground in this T20 World Cup. If I take that into account, India has still got 7 and 8 more runs than what was needed to win. So that should make most Indian fans comfortable. I think, if you take a look at the overall total, you should be fine. But I think the way India were going, especially the 70 odd that Ishan Kishan gave you, and at the rate that he gave you, maybe India might consider themselves slightly unlucky that they didn't finish on 185, 190. I think that was clearly in the radar. India should have reached that particular total, and that had they reached that, then I think, game was as good as done. But 175, that's why I say a small door for Pakistan, not much. You speak about their bowlers, yes, their spinners dominated, and I think this is what we were building up to, that this is going to be a contest between Pakistan's spinners and the Indian batters. If you take a look at their fast bowlers, traditionally it used to be Pakistani fast bowlers versus Indian batters. But if you look at their fast bowlers, only 2 overs given to Shaheen Afridi. There's Fahim Ashraf as well, who's a fast bowling all-rounder. He didn't get a single over. Shaheen Afridi on most occasions bowls those full quota of 4 overs. Here he only got 2 overs, and in those 2 overs got hammered. So it was the spinners that did the job. I think special mention for Saim Ayub, who's really emerged as a spinner, but he's mostly a batter for them, picking up those 3 crucial wickets, and that included the wicket of Ishan Kishan, who was threatening to run away with the match. And then you also had, the man that we were always keeping a close eye on, Usman Tariq. And we saw that he does have a lot of variation. He's very, careful with the lengths that he bowls, and that's why he's very stingy in terms of giving away runs. And I think that's exactly what he did. To bowl 4 overs and just give 6 runs and over and pick up 1 wicket as well, I think that's outstanding. And then to think he bowled the 19th over and just gave away, I think, 5 runs in that 19th over. That's gold dust. So Pakistan will take that. That's why I'm saying on occasions it did seem like India should have finished with 185 or 175. If you ask me, at this stage of the game, I'll still say India favourite, because it will require outstanding batting effort from Pakistan to chase that down, and that's not going to be easy for 2 reasons. One, India also boasts of an outstanding bowling lineup. You'll have the Kuldeep Yadav. Remember, India's playing an extra spinner today. You're going to have the likes of Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti, that are going to be very tough to face on this track. Akshar Patel as a spinner has been very good in this tournament, and then the cheat code that India possess. Not a spinner, but for him doesn't matter where he's playing. He is the best bowler in the world, Jasprit Bumrah. He's going to be coming out all guns blazing. So I think India have the bowling lineup. The batters have done more than a half-decent job, gotten them apart total. Now it's up to the bowlers. I think India, between the 2 teams, will be feeling slightly more confident than Pakistan.
Anirban is also joining us on the broadcast. Anirban, in fact, is surrounded by fans at the moment. Anirban, 175, that's what, Pakistan at the moment is looking at. And as Nikhil was also pointing out, it is something which is called a good score, but not a score that will give a lot of headache to Pakistan.
Exactly so, but we have to remember that we have three star bowlers. That is one Kuldeep Yadav, one Varun Chakravarti, and also the best bowler of the world, Jasprit Bumrah. And these 12 overs will be very crucial for the Pakistan team as well. I have joined by a bunch of fans over here. I will ask them, are you confident enough as India scored 175, 176 is the target?
Yes, it's a big ground and the ball is gripping and turning. India have three quality spinners in Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti and Akshar Patel, and we have world-class Jasprit Bumrah. And I'm confident that India will defend the target confidently and will win today, definitely win.
So we have another one spinner as well. Akshar Patel is there, and one other option for the spin as well. What do you think?
Yeah, in second space, the spin will be effective more. So for there is a three big spinner in Indian team also. So I think 175 is quite the well run, and it will be very necessary to beat Pakistan very well.
As we all know, that India versus Pakistan is always a very contesting game. So that's why we can say that it will be a tough challenge. But we have bowlers and people over here are confident and they're still cheering up for the Indian team.
Right, Anirban, thank you. My colleague Anirban with the fans there. Nikhil, now, there are certain things that a lot of people would like to know. First, is this pitch favouring spinners at the moment? Is that what you feel?
Oh, that's a good question. Shwara, I think it is favouring the spinners, and signs were there from early on only. As soon as the game started, Salman Ali Agha was getting the ball to do a bit, and then we saw Saim Ayub rarely getting the ball to turn. And again, these are predominantly batters that chip in with the bowling. So they are occasional bowlers, primarily batters. So I think it's going to be not an easy task. The pitch is slow and the ball is gripping. As I said, India have gotten some good spinners in their ranks as well. And mind you, the other thing that you have to really notice, and that is the trend why 160 odd has been a match-winning total on this ground so far, is the fact that as the game progresses, the pitch gets even slower to bat on. It gets even more sluggish. Only time that doesn't happen is when the dew really sets in. But I'm happy to report right now, because I'm, on the fringes of the ground, I can see the grass below me. There's zero amount of dew. There is no dew at all, and that's great news. Only when dew sets in does the pitch then become slightly quicker, and then the ball skids on. It won't allow the spinners to get the ball to grip and turn. But the dew is not there, which means Indian spinners will also come into play. They'll also get the ball to grip and turn. It's going to be very, very tough. Pakistan will have to bat sensibly if they have to chase this total and also be aggressive at the same time. Can they do that? The batting doesn't inspire confidence. Sahibzada Farhan is going to be the crucial wicket, I think.
Thank you, Nikhil. My colleague Nikhil, who's at the venue, giving us all the details that we need to know. Also, very importantly, speaking about the fact that it is the pitch which actually is favouring the spinners at the moment. India, in fact, finished off 175 for 7 in 20 overs. Now, this is the game against Pakistan that they are playing.